American
Secretary of State?
Secretary of State don't visit this country at the eve of elections, traditionally, because they want to keep away, even if they're interested, they don't want to be seen as directly manipulating the electoral process. But before the elections, America, the State House, sent for some northern governors to have a meeting in the US to discuss the Nigerian election. And of course, Nigerian election, we have North and South divide, Christian-Muslim divide. They invited the northern governors that are Muslims. The Christians were not invited to the US. And the Secretary of State came directly into the country to have various meetings. I don't see as a president of Nigeria for me to engage with America for a fight. It's not going to be necessary. It will affect my citizens and so on. So, but we saw the significant external interest, and you saw what was happening in the country. I wouldn't want to go further than this. Maybe when I publish my biography, I'll go a little more than this.
That was former President Goodluck Jonathan rehearsing or reminding Nigerians on how the United States government, under the administration of President Barack Obama, interfered with the election of Nigeria in 2015 and ensured that the incumbent government of President Goodluck Jonathan was not returned back to power. Jonathan, in that brief you heard, that clip you heard, was talking about how America interfered in the 2015 election. As Nigeria heads to 2027 election, it is becoming clear that the Donald Trump administration is working hard to unmake what Obama made in Nigeria by ensuring that the APC administration that was put in place in Nigeria by the Barack Obama administration is changed by the United States government, and that Nigerian people have a government that they elected and that had the support of the Donald Trump administration. Of course, many people are not. I'm going to give you why I think so, and I'm also going to show you that even the Nigerian government is becoming aware of it. Like Jonathan repeated and showed in that interview that he didn't want to pick a fight with America. Even President Bola Ahmed Tinubu don't want to pick a fight with America. That was why the action that America took that gave indication that they want a regime change in Nigeria, they have failed to react to it because President Tinubu has one of the most vocal spokespeople in Nigeria in terms of their capacity for propaganda and attacking everybody and anybody who they appear that appears to oppose the government. But in this case, when America showed its first finger of what is coming in 2027, even the presidency, as far as I know, are yet to react to the America's open antagonism to the Tinubu administration. We are going to get into that and why they decided not to attack him, because when you look at the only person that has attacked the United States for showing his hands about what he's intending to do in the coming 2027 is fringe elements like former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, who attacked the Americans for showing their hand of what they are thinking about 2027. Okay, but before we go into that, it is important that you know, because this clip by Jonathan did not tell the whole story of the Obama administration's interference in the 2015 election. It was widely reported in the media, both in Nigeria and abroad, that Barack Obama issued a statement in the United States from the State House, that's from the White House, telling, urging American Nigerians to vote for change. In fact, the slogan of the APC change, that slogan was developed by an American political strategist, David Axelrod, who was a political strategist for Barack Obama. He was sent to Nigeria to be a consultant to the opposition APC at that time. That was how far they went, even beyond the Secretary of State, John Kerry, because it was John Kerry that Jonathan was talking about there, the Secretary of State inviting Muslim governors to come to United States to discuss the election of Nigeria on the eve of the election. So beyond that, Barack Obama sent political strategist David Axelrod, who worked with him in his 2008 campaign to Nigeria, to work with Tinubu and the APC administration. So that was how deep they were involved in our election. And Jonathan, knowing that these people do not mean well for Nigeria and they are looking for opportunity to create crisis, Jonathan allowed them and surrendered power, because even though he knew that the election was itself not all that free and fair, but as he said in the complete interview, he was the person that appointed the INEC chairman, he appointed the commissioners. Who is he going to cry to that the election was manipulated? So what he had to do was to accept the result, to avoid for any crisis in the country. But that is by the way. But it's just to show you how deep that America was involved in ensuring that the APC came to power in 2015. Now, as we head to 2027 election, the American government, now there is a new sheriff in town, and that is Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is making changes across American missions around the world. And one of the changes he has made, it concerns Nigeria. There are a new set of leaders that have been sent to Nigeria, like in other places, who are, like they will say that this time you have a Pharaoh that does not know Joseph. And one thing about this Pharaoh is that he likes to upturn anything that has to do with Barack Obama. And I'm sure that Trump is aware that the APC administration in Nigeria was installed by Barack Obama. And Trump would not mind ensuring that that structure set up in Nigeria by the Barack Obama administration is dismantled. Now, how do we know this? The statement that was endorsed by the United States Embassy in Nigeria recently, highlighting the extravagant spending, extravagant spending habits of Nigerian governors amid widespread economic hardship, suggests that the United States government, led by Donald Trump this time, is preparing the ground for a possible change of regime in Nigeria using the democratic process, the same way that Barack Obama did it in 2015. It appears that that is where Nigeria is headed. If we are to read from what is unfolding and from the first finger that has been shown by America, by his endorsement of that report, which showed that Nigerian government does not prioritize the welfare of the people. So by publicly endorsing that report titled Nigeria's ruling class Nigeria's ruling class splashes billions on government houses and quoting civil society groups that accuse Nigerian political elites of lacking fiscal responsibility, the United States government is signaling a critical stance towards the current administration and its allies. The embassy's emphasis on how this mismanagement fuels inequality and erodes public trust aligns with the United States foreign policy narratives that is normally used to justify political pressure or influence in other nations under the banner of promoting transparency and accountability. So what you saw by the American embassy supporting the allegation, the report that shows that the leadership, the political elites are wasting the resources of this country while the people are dying of hunger and starvation, is an indication that America is taking a second look at Nigeria. And the APC administration, they better know it and know it well. And I'm going to tell you why it is important for the opposition to grab this opportunity and run with it. Because what it means is that ahead of the election, the opposition in Nigeria should be aware that they have a government in Washington who is aware of all the rot that is going on in Nigeria. Unlike what we had under the Biden administration, that was an extension of the Barack Obama administration that brought the APC to power. Now, given this diplomatic pressure that America is now piling on the Tinubu administration, combined with Trump's disdain for anything that has to do with Barack Obama, knowing that this government in Nigeria, that Obama was the architect of their emergence, it will be difficult to convince Trump that what Obama did in Nigeria is in America's interest. So there is a tendency that Donald Trump and the American embassy and the American mission will be looking forward to a new Nigeria that is different from what Barack Obama made out of the Nigerian situation in 2015. So the indication is that the United States appears to be laying the groundwork to delegitimize the Nigeria's ruling class ahead of the 2027 election, to create space for a shift in leadership more favorable to its geopolitical and economic interests. So what is the import of this for the opposition? It is now left for the opposition to ensure that they take advantage of this opening by the Americans, just as the APC did ahead of the 2015 election, and be able to take a stand, and a tough stand. They have to be talking tough the way APC used to talk tough. Because the APC was talking tough. Why were they talking tough? Saying they will form a parallel government, they will do this, they will do that, if the election is weak, all kinds of things. It is now time for the opposition to begin to talk tough, begin to make sure that the sink in, that they understand that the country is going abyss because of mismanagement, which America has even acknowledged. And are you not surprised that the presidency failed to respond to the Americans after the Americans showed their finger on this matter? They would have been the first to remind you that America is trying to interfere in Nigeria's affairs. But they were smart. But their smartness doesn't mean that this is going to go away. if you are somebody who reads Barack Obama, reads Donald Trump very well, you can bet that Donald Trump has the tendency to make anything that was made by Barack Obama. And Nigeria is one of those creations. The APC government was one of those creations of the Obama administration. So the opposition has opportunity because they have listening ear in Washington right now. So when they complain again about the electoral process, they should know that Washington is listening. Because one of the things the opposition need to do now is to ensure that the 2027 election is not rigged. Everything that must be done to ensure that the Electoral Act is amended, that everything is done, even though we now have National Assembly as a rubber stamp, doing only the bidding of President Goodluck. When the opposition began to pile pressure for change, and America put mouth and joined, I can tell you for free, the National Assembly will cave in, because many of them will know that America will be watching them, including those in the National Assembly, and they will do the necessary amendments that will ensure that the 2027 election is not rigged, and that it will be the reflection of the will of the Nigerian people. That's my understanding. That's my take on the unfolding development, which indicates that America is apparently working for a regime change in Nigeria in 2027, similar to what the Barack Obama administration did in 2015. I don't know what to think about this development, whether you think it's a good development for Nigerian politics or not. But whatever is your position about these unfolding events, let's hear from you at the comment section. And we'll keep you posted as more developments emerge on this issue, or on the unfolding relationship between the Donald Trump administration in Washington and the Tinubu administration in Nigeria. But whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you, guys.